There's also a younger star who's on the rise. What's going on here?
Lachie Gibson, he's 11 years old from the shore. He started off by using one of these, Rubik's Cube, then got into a clock. And I'll have a look at my notes here because I'm not an expert. Clocks are when you push the pins and turn the dials, so they've all got to be facing upwards. So I'll have a look in a second. But Lachie broke the world record in January, the second ever person to solve it under 2 seconds, 1.86 seconds. And he's off to the World Championships in July. So let's take a look at Lachie's story. I caught up with him yesterday at a competition in Auckland. How did you get into cubing and specifically the clock?
In year 4, I saw my friend Jason and my other friend Marcus in class solving Rubik's Cubes, and then my grandma got me a Rubik's Cube. Then I learned how to solve it. The way that I got into clock was because it looked like another fun event, and I wanted to get it for Christmas, and then I just started practicing from there.
You went from practicing clock to a Guinness World Record. Can you talk about that day and how it all played out?
That day was amazing. In the morning I had a couple other runs of clock. They didn't go the greatest, but I was still happy with them. And then came the final. I wasn't really expecting much. Then on the third solve I got the world record and I was really happy.
A world champs happen once every 2 years. This year it's in Seattle in the States in the 4th of July weekend. So there's about 2,000 competitors from all over the world going in. I think there's about 17 New Zealanders entered, and Lachie will go in, I think, number 2 seed based on the average for clocks. So he's got a little hard work to do in the next little while.
Do you know what? I think he's more excited to meet all of his idols than competing, even though he is actually one of the best in the world.
Wow.
That's amazing, right?
I've never seen the clock one before, but I'm guessing it's similar vein in terms of this mind sport.
Yes, so Lachie said you get 15 seconds once you pick it up to have a look at it, and you look at both sides because it's two-sided, and you need to look at make the equations in your head and what you're going to do. 15 seconds. I have to do like times tables on my calculator and whatnot, so I would be terrible with this. And then put it down, and then they say go, and you do it. But I also saw a person yesterday, which is very impressive, solving a Rubik's Cube with one hand too.
Oh,
so that's a sport.
I mean, that's actually quite physically hard to do, to manipulate it with one hand.
Sure is.
So when he got his record for the clock, was that like an age group thing, or was it just for anyone?
No, so there's no age groups. It's anyone. So 1.86 seconds. If you think you're good enough.
That's bonkers. And
it is bonkers.
For him, I mean, is it like how does he once he does it? Is it just pure speed? Is that what he's going for? Basically, trying to get it as quick as he can, or
pure speed? He said he practices about 2 hours a day.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. So very impressive. So World Championships in Seattle in July. Lachie Gibson might be at the top. Remember the name.
I mean.